Hey everyone, Jeff here. I've got another vinyl update to do. Since my last video, I went up to North Jersey to visit my grandparents. And whenever I'm there, I try and hit up a few of the record stores that are nearby, just because, you know, it's not too far away from where I live, but, you know, I wouldn't get to go there if I'm not going to my grandparents. So anyway, while I was there, I did go to the stores and I picked up quite a few things. Mostly records, but I also found a few CDs that I'll show in a later video. But for right now, I'm just going to stick with some of the records I got recently, and I'm just going to dive straight into it. So first of all, what you're going to be hearing in the background, The Snow Goose by Camel. I've been enjoying a lot of Camel lately, particularly Moon Madness and Mirage I've really been getting into, but I'm spinning this now and it's just phenomenal. So, very awesome to get this. Also got Safe as Milk by Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band. This is the reissue on white vinyl. So, very, very, very cool. And this was only like $13. So, very cool. From the first listen I gave it, it didn't sound phenomenal. I don't think it was a great pressing, but it might not have been too well produced in the first place, so we'll see. I need to give it some more spins, but this was very cool to find. Also got L by Steve Hillage. This is a promotional copy on Virgin, and is actually sent out to a radio station, and they wrote some notes about it. Pretty cool, actually. This is, you know, it's produced by Todd Rundgren, and it is the backing band here is Utopia. So really cool album, very cool to get that. Also got Ummagumma by Pink Floyd on the Harvest label. This was only $5, and you know it has some surface noise and it has some ringware and whatever, but you know you don't get the Harvest Pink Floyds usually for $5, so that was very cool. This is something I've wanted to hear on vinyl forever. Roxy and Elsewhere by Frank Zappa. One of the best live recordings ever, in my opinion, and this is just tremendous. Very, very highly recommended, and to finally get this on vinyl is awesome. I got Quadrophenia by The Who, complete with the booklet and everything. I got the soundtrack, and I showed that in another video recently, but this is the actual album, and that was very, very cool to get. I only paid $5 for this, so very awesome. Peter Gabriel Plays Live. Ruben and the Jets. This album's pretty interesting. From what I understand, the guy that leads this band, Ruben Guevara, met Frank Zappa after a concert or something and said how much he enjoyed the album Cruising with Ruben and the Jets by Frank Zappa. And so I think Frank suggested that Ruben start a band called Ruben and the Jets. And this was produced by Frank Zappa. I haven't listened to it yet, but this is something I've wanted to hear for ages. So hopefully it's cool. And if not, you know, it is what it is. Still cool little thing to add to the collection. I got Avalon by Roxy Music. I haven't listened to this one yet, but this is just a mint copy, and I'm very excited to hear it. Now, there are a few $1 finds here that they're not particularly great, but they're things that I wanted to get in my collection. So first is We're an American Band by Grand Funk. I like the other Grand Funk that I've heard, so we'll see. None of it's blown me away, and this is produced by Todd Rundgren, so cool to get that. We'll see how it is. It was only $1, so, you know, if it's not great, whatever. Stone Blue by Foghat. Not a huge Foghat fan, but, you know, for $1, I figure why not. This is a pretty good copy, too. So, got that. One more Foghat for $1, Rock and Roll Outlaws. And I think this is on Bearsville. Yeah, it is. So, that was cool to get for $1. Also picked up Mellow by Herbie Mann. This was also $1, and it's from '81, so it might be kind of cheesy. I know with a lot of jazz records from that era, just the production was very, very cheesy, so we'll see how it is. Moonflower by Santana. This is something that, you know, you see a lot, but I just never found a particularly good copy worth buying, so this was cool to get. Yeah, I'm noticing that there's a lot more Todd Rundgren here than I thought there was. Raw by Utopia. I think this is the second Utopia album. I really, really dig the first one, so I think this one's in a similar vein, kind of melodic, progressive stuff, so I'm excited to listen to that. Oh, and this is something I've wanted forever. 2112 by Rush on vinyl. Very, very cool. What else do I have here? Iron Butterfly Live. Justin Hayward and John Lodge, Blue Jays. So this is related to the Moody Blues, obviously, and yeah. So artwork's really killer on this, and I only paid $1 for this, so that was very, very cool to find. Also got Exposure by Robert Fripp. From King Crimson. I'm really excited to hear this, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. I just haven't had a whole lot of listening time lately, but very excited to hear that. I also got Photos of Ghosts by Premiata Forneria Marconi, and excuse me, Premiata Forneria Marconi is one of my favorite Italian progressive rock bands. You know, they're up there with like Le Orme and Banco and all that great stuff. Now, I think this is the English lyric version of Per un Amico, which is their second album, I think. I haven't listened to it yet, so I might not be right, but I think that's what this is. And it's on the Manticore label, which is what a lot of ELP put their stuff out on, I believe. So, yeah, so I'm excited to give this a spin. I've heard that the English language PFM albums aren't as good as their native Italian ones, which, you know, I would figure that would be the case. But either way, this is really a cool collector's piece to have. So, very cool to get that. Also got the self-titled album from Greg Lake. From what I remember reading about this, it's not supposed to be very good. But it was $1, so, you know, we'll see how it is. Short Stories, Tall Tales by Horselips. I've heard 2 other albums by Horselips, and I can't remember what they're called. I know I've shown them in previous videos, but, so anyway, this is one that I didn't have. It was $1, and I'm excited to give it a spin. I think one of the ones I've heard from Horselips is called Aliens. I remember it being kind of an accessible sounding record in the vein of like Jethro Tull, you know, in their more accessible style. And last is On Time by Grand Funk Railroad. I think this is on the Green Capital label, actually, which is kind of cool. I like the way that looks. Yep, so the Green Capital label. So that concludes the vinyl that I picked up while I was in New Jersey. I also went to a thrift store and I got a few records there, but I also went to another thrift store around me, so I'll make a video just talking about those thrift store finds. And then I also do have a lot of CDs to show. So I'll do all that later. I'll keep it short for today. And to anyone that has watched all of this, thank you. And yeah, thanks for watching.